Greetings. This is Skyler Saunders seeing what's current. Now, Adam22, No Jumper, Lena the Plug, all this. I've been not following it, but it's popped up many times on the hip hop stories that I've covered since April, since I was doing this show. And I was holding off covering such NSFW or not safe for work content on this particular program that I have, this broadcast. And I still want to keep it, somewhat above board and not go into, some place I don't want to go. But I had an inkling, a lot of different Billy Spleens in the house. I need that donation, Billy Spleen. You can see my information above, my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal. I'm going to need that money. It's Christmas time. It's the fourth quarter. Respect to you. So, so back to Adam22. Is he a genius? Like the white people love to say for white people, oh, he's a genius. He's got to be brilliant. No, I don't think so. He's a former BMXer, laptop banger, and now a cuck. He's essentially someone, that allows his wife to be, handled on video for the entire world to see, for millions and millions of people. I respect his grind. He has over a million subscribers on YouTube. I think it's to the tune of 4 million. He has millions of subscribers on OnlyFans. I respect that, the ability to garner so many views, but at what cost? Did he sell his soul for riches? Is that the case? Did he sell himself out? Okay, I have no idea. Okay, Billy Spleen is saying some things that I think are not true. I don't know if that's real. Rick James should probably come in. He didn't say Richard James, so I'm not trusting what he's saying. He's saying that he kicked the bucket. I would need to have more intel on that. They have beef, tension, and or drama together that I don't want to even get into. So I'm just talking about Adam22 and his wife, Lena the Plug. She's very attractive. But at what cost do you have, yourself in the position to be in an MMF or male, female, adult film role on the internet? I mean, they do outrageous, crazy things just for that scratch. But can you do things for that scratch that doesn't have to impact your self-respect, your dignity, your class, your sense of self, your selfishness, your reality? I mean, it just seems like he's just in a free-for-all. And it's he's feeding, the 85%. The 10% probably don't even care. And the 5% know who he is, what he's about, and understands that he, is mainly just trying to, get enough weight up, on the adult side of things, and straddle the different fences of being a legitimate journalist and being an adult film actor, and letting his wife be, penetrated by other men in these particular shows. Hold on. Well, I know you can't post it as a link, but give me just put it in. He's just post what site to go to. I know you can't post the link, Billy Spleen, but post the site so I can go there and verify this. I think you're lying out of your ass. I think you're talking out the side of your neck. But that's just something else. But Adam22, he's on some next level mess. He's definitely out there. He's out there. He was enamored by the hip hop, Idealism. He took on the title "No Jumper" from a Gucci Mane song, one of my favorite Gucci Mane my favorite song of his, Bricks. He took the line "No Jumper" from that song. Salute to Black Cuddy. It's the fourth quarter, Black Cuddy. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that money about you. I'm gonna need that donation. Whenever you get a chance, let me see, that you can put in a few dollars, at least $20. At least $20. That's what I'm looking for. I'll take 10 and 5, but I'm looking really for 20s and 50s. I'm buying all these gifts for my nieces and nephews. It's getting rough out here. My savings are dwindling. my cash app is open though. So is my Venmo. So is my PayPal. All that is at the top of this top chat. It's all on the screen. So if you feel so inclined, feel free to send me a few dollars. Just coming my way. I appreciate it. Anyway, Lena the Plug. Is she a lady, a woman, or just a female? You have to make the distinction. Is she a lady, a female, or a woman? What is she? I'll say she's a female. I'll say she can put herself out there. She can show her ass and her titties and all that, like for nothing. And just, I don't remember in school or any part. I mean, her parents must have groomed her a certain way. And she just went left. Well, then you're just going to stand accused. I didn't say you were lying. I just said that you're talking off the side of your neck. You're talking off the side of your neck. I have no proof. Give me present proof, Billy Spleen, truth, facts, reality of this case. Just put in the whatever site it is. All you have to do is put in whatever.com, whatever obituary.com, and we'll see if you're telling the truth. I can't tell. I'm not going to be bought into something that isn't factual. I have to have the real deal, the raw deal. I have to have that. I have to have the truth. So I'll continue with my my little rant on Adam22. He's a cuck, obviously. It's by definition. It says a man who lets another man have sex with her, and he has done this previously. He did this in another stunt. So he's getting money from this. What I don't understand. Okay, put in .com. Put in whatever it is. Is it woodfuneral.com, Billy Spleen? I'm going back and forth, folks. I'm talking about somebody in the live chat. But yeah, so she has to make up in her mind if she wants to be a female, a woman, or a lady. And she may be, forever blocked from being a lady for her, role as, being in pornographic films. She could just be porn trash. That could be her whole claim to fame and what she's about. So it's very difficult to even see how, Adam22 and Lena the Plug, can be taken seriously on a lot of notes because they don't represent something that's of good character. And what's ironic in some ways, is that, most people that follow him are, followers of Jesus of Nazareth. They're mostly Christians. Adam22, apparently, and according to Wikipedia, is an atheist. They call his show the Paris Review for people with face tattoos. The New York Times said that. So I mean, that's a European magazine, and they are not very religious in places like France and those regions in Europe. They're not very much so. They're not inclined to go to church or even be spiritual. They're mostly atheists. But an atheist can be spiritual. I'm an atheist who is spiritual. I use my mind. I use my thoughts. Those are not material, but they come from a material source, my brain. So in order to have a spirit, you have to have material. I said that before. But what Adam22, you know, what he lacks is the ability to fully understand what it is he wants out of, you know, his life. So it just seems that he is, so much, in tune with getting money, which I respect it. I have to respect it. I may not like it, but I respect the fact that he found a way to get money. And he brought his now wife into the picture. They have a child. I think they had a child before they were married. I'm not sure. I didn't check that far, but it just seems to me that Adam22, he's provided jobs. He's provided money to people that were on his blogs about BMX bikes and stuff like that. So I respect him on that level as a businessman. But personally, you have to be a whole human being. You have to be a complete person. You have to have not just your personal life in order, but your business life. You can't just have your business life in order. You have to have your personal life in order. Everything has to integrate. It has to be in complete integration and as a whole. That is a full measure of a man and a woman. If you're complete spiritually and financially and romantically and fiscally, that is the measure of a person, of a human being. You have to have everything, your entire life, everything around you, because you mean a great businessman. Look at Bill Gates, excellent businessman, extraordinary businessman, beyond excellent, maybe extraordinary, but he cheated on his wife. It's sad. It's like, damn, he was that dude. He was that guy. He still is that guy. He's got his business together, but his personal life is in shambles. He can never, take back the days that he, cheated on his wife. So, they have a foundation together, but she had to put in her name, Melinda French Gates, to let everybody know, she's not really messing with her husband like that anymore. I don't even know if they completely divorced yet. They may have. I'm just rambling on the mic right now. But that's what I think about with Adam22. I mean, it seems like he's a great entrepreneur. He knows what people want. He knows how to sell it. But should he have sold it? Because I have 427 subscribers right now. I'm not about to get naked on OnlyFans or record videos of myself touching myself or something like that. I'm in that business. I'm not about to do that. I'll probably get 500,000 subscribers right off the bat if I had done that. Right off the bat, I'll probably have at least 500,000, maybe 1 million by tomorrow. You can't post a link. What are you talking about? I posted link. You can't post a link. You don't have a blue. Okay, you don't have a blue wrench. You don't have a wrench, Billy Spling. You didn't post shit. You don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, Adam12 and Lena the Plug, they just seem to me, they just come off to me as just, it's just white trash. And whatever she is, I don't know what her background is, but he's definitely white. Let me see, Lena the Plug. She doesn't even have a Wicca. She looks like she's of various. She looks like she's of various nationalities. I can't tell. She's apparently white. It looks like she's white, but she could be other nationalities, mixed in. She could be Hispanic. I'm not 100% sure. I don't even know what her last name really is. What is her real last name? So, I mean, at the least, they could have just showed her feet. He has more clout. He has more, exposure, and she's definitely, someone who can stand on her own. She could go on OnlyFans to be a foot model and get millions of views. All right, you can say all that. That's cute. That's cute, Billy Spling. But I still need proof. I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about a man's death here. You're talking about his lifespan being cut. That's not even cool. I mean, on any level, to be joking about somebody's demise if they're not even dead. I don't even know if he's dead or not. So you can continue. I'm not gonna block you. I'm not gonna put you in timeout. I'm not gonna, do anything goofy like that. But just watch your mouth. Just watch how you type. Watch your fingers. Watch your Twitter fingers and your YouTube fingers. You can say whatever you like in there, but doesn't mean I have to accept it. Doesn't mean I have to, think it's the truth or reality. So you have Lena the Plug and Adam22. They're on their own level. They're on their own beat. They're on their own, select idea of being who they are. So it's very serious how they move, because their next level is to be on, VH1 or something like that. That's the next move. They're not going to be on the internet for long. I'm sure they're going to be on what was then known as cable TV. They're going to be on streaming services. Probably. I'm just saying. I'm just spitballing. How much? I'm just estimating the time frame where they'll be on, streaming services instead of just the internet. Well, they'll make, if they made, a little over a few $1 million, they'll probably make tens of millions of dollars. So it's one thing that has to be addressed. One thing that has to be noted is the fact that Adam22 is a cuck. Like, you're letting your wife be smashed by these men, and even he, like I said, was an MMF, or a male female adult film scene. I mean, go into details. It's Lil D. Lil D won the competition to be with his wife. And they filmed the scene together. Adam22 and Lil D with Lena the Plug. So it just goes to show you that it's a weird way that we are. I mean, these are supposedly people that believe in God, that, are supposedly righteous, supposedly upright. The majority of people that are, but there's millions of people that are watching pornography, going to strip clubs, going to all these different places, dens of iniquity, and watching, virtual, dens of iniquity. That's how serious this all, has to be, and how serious it is. That's how ridiculous it is. That's how sad it is that we have to have these standards lowered. We have to lower our standards in place of being, irrational and, just going after money. Just going after money doesn't mean you're a money maker. You appropriate money after that because you sold your soul. And what profit a man to sell a soul to gain the whole world? That's from the good book, as they like to say. But as an atheist, I know it's, just the Bible, just an archaic, set of texts, bound by multiple men mainly. I mean, some women probably, had a key role in writing the Bible. We don't hear about that. We don't ever hear about that. But I'm not judging. I'm not judging anybody that watches porn at all. I've been known, I have seen some scenes myself, to be honest. But I don't let it rule me or control me. I'm not addicted. Some people say they're addicted to porn. I can't relate. I can leave. I can set it down, not watch it from weeks, months, years. And but they're just pushing an agenda that could be wrong. I could be wrong all the way. Now I'm thinking about, they could be seen as, sexual liberators. Liberating people from the idea that pornography is vicious and evil, or nasty and disgusting. Some of it is. There are some pornography that is absolutely just disturbing, but are they sexual liberators? Are they the ones that have shown themselves proud to be out there on the internet, showing and letting other people see what goes on with their naked bodies? Is that the case? Is that what's really going down in the streets? Because you have, like I said, that's the thing that gets to me. Adam22 is an atheist. Now, that doesn't mean too much, because an atheist can be just as irrational as anyone else. You have to have a full integration. You have to be an atheist, you have to be an individualist, and you have to be a capitalist. If you can put all those together, then you can be somebody of worth and somebody of true nature and true stature of a human being. It's against mysticism, collectivism, and altruism. It seems to me that he's going to be able to make a lot of money, with these different videos, these different sex scenes, and still be able to, claim to be a righteous person, even if he's never heard of the name Ayn Rand, even though he's probably never heard of the ideas that are behind Ayn Rand with objectivism. He may still be an altruist. He probably will be giving his money away, haphazardly, without the intention of gaining anything for himself, just being completely selfless, unselfish, which are both evils, according to objectivism. The proper stance that a man should take is to be looked at and worshipped by his female partner or his male partner. That's one thing I learned about from Dr. Leonard Peikoff. He said, being a homosexual or being gay, people like, say gay more so. Homosexual is kind of too clinical, but it's kind of like they'll accept it. They're like, but I'd rather, they're like, I'd rather you say gay. So I'll say gay. Being gay is not, or lesbian, or, any LGBTQ plus IAA and all AU, whatever the case may be. It's not immoral, but it is abnormal. I learned that from him. So, what is transpiring is the fact and the idea that there is there's a sense that people are not going to be able to understand themselves. They're not going to be selfish. They're not going to be, understanding of what they are and who they are. They're going to allow themselves to be selfless. So what is Adam22 really doing? What is he doing with his podcasts, his love life? They should all be integrated. They should all be together. It should be a one tight bundle all together. You can't have a wonderful, romantic relationship, but in your business life, you're a complete wreck. You can't have that. You cannot have that. You can't have the sense of being someone who is already, a person of identity, but not really of truth. Let me say that again. A person of identity, but not of truth. You have your own set of values, and you have your own set of morals and ethics, but you don't hold them. You don't demonstrate them. You don't show them through action. So it kind of defaults. It falls apart. Everything falls to shambles because you don't have that idea already set in your mind. So it's a weird space to be in. It's a weird kind of chain of events that have transpired over the past few years for Adam22 and his wife Lena the Plug. They have, everything, going for them. They're making a lot of money. You have to give them that much. They are making money, but at what cost? At what cost? Their own self-respect and their own sense of worth for themselves. At what cost is it? Because they're not even... This is what's weird. There are people that are professionals in the game of pornography and adult film industry. There are professionals. They're called porn stars. There are porn stars, but mostly it's porn trash. Amateur, pictures, amateur photos, and amateur films. Porn trash. They're not gifted in the sense that they know where the camera is. They know how many, I'm not going to get too graphic, but they know how to, work the camera and, how to show themselves to be displayed. That takes a different type of person rather than somebody that just thinks they're going to jump in front of a camera and smash some chicks, and get some money from it. That's not how that works. So, going around Twitter, right? What is it? X right now, the site formerly known as Twitter, X. There's a scene with him, with Adam22 giving Lil D a fist bump while, they're at opposite ends of Lena the Plug. Now, is that something that will follow their children, or at least their child? Will that child have to grow up and know that mommy and daddy, were in all these scenes? And maybe that's not okay. That could probably be all right. I'm sure, a lot of porn actresses and actors, they have, families, they have kids now, and maybe they're still active. And the child, goes to school and probably it's cool. I don't know. All I know is I have 0 viewers right now. So for the rebroadcast, I have 0 viewers as I'm talking to you right now. All right, so that's fine. But I have 5 likes. 5 likes, 0 viewers. That's all right. I'm not gonna, take off my tie and unloosen, that there's community guidelines for YouTube anyway, so they obviously can't do what they're famous for on YouTube. OnlyFans, that's something different. You can make a pretty penny. I'm told. Based on the fact that you have an idea of displaying your genitals online on a porn site. There's some contention with that, whether if that's a problem or not. I'm gonna let you tell it. But so Adam22, Lena the Plug, very ambitious. It seems like they know what they're doing. At least I give them that much. I'm giving that benefit of the doubt. They know what they're doing. They're not going on haphazardly, just trying to get at a dollar. Like they mapped this all out. I think he figured this out. I think she understood what he was, trying to figure out. And I think that's, the best explanation for that. That was the best way to show all that. That's what I think is key. Now I got 2 viewers, 5 likes. I'm feeling the 5 likes. But the 2 viewers, it needs to be 2 billion viewers. It needs to be 500,000 likes or 500 million likes. The whole world should be watching. Now, 1 going 2 1 1 2 0. Nobody's sharing. Who's Black Cuddy was in here. Now he's gone. How do I post a link? I told you can't post the link, Billy Spleen. You don't have a wrench. So that's the power of the might and the might of the dollar, and how we use it and how we see it. That all comes down to the individual. All right. So my question for tonight is: would you be a cuck, or is there a female version of a cuck? Let me look that up real quick. Female version of Cuckqueen. I'm getting this from Wikipedia. A cuckqueen is the wife of an adulterous husband or partner for unmarried companions, and the gender opposite of a cuckold. In evolutionary biology, the term is also applied to females who are investing parental effort in offspring that are not genetically their own. Similar prying within a family is called widowdry. The term is derived from early modern English dating back to AD 1562. It's composed of the terms cuck, someone whose partner is unfaithful, and queen, this Quean, disreputable woman. Wow, I'm learning. This is what I love about this show. I learn on the go. I learn what's going on. I didn't even mean to rhyme there, but I never even noticed that before. So would you be a cuckqueen? I guess is the proper term. And or be a cuckold? Would you let other men smash your wife for money? How do you even contend with that? How do you make that into a reality? How do you learn to be that trustful of your partner to still be, loyal to you, but you're, letting them getting it in all three holes, being a little graphic now. But you're letting them, take it in any way, shape, or form, and you just continue to go on without realizing it. That's just going to be, serious. That's what I think it's going to be, their inevitable, way of saying. But what about you? What do you think? What do you think of being someone that, is that even in the line of pimpology or pimpishness? Can you be a pimp and a cuckold? Can you pimp is that a way of pimping your wife or your girlfriend or your female significant other? Is that the way that you do it? Is that proper? Is that pimping? How is that not pimping? Adam22, I'm talking about, earlier, but what about you? What is going on in your life, in your world? You have a wife, you got kids maybe, but you want to make some extra money. So you go on the internet, you have OnlyFans page, you let her go on there and let her be with, all kinds of men. I remember watching one HBO special. It was a guy, he's a little strong, but he was getting thrusted by another guy. And then he goes off to his wife. And I'm like, that's gay. That's gay. And I would say that's gay. I don't care if you're in an adult film scene. If you're getting thrusted, that means that somebody has stimulated their genitals and you have received them as a same-sex person. And then he goes off to his wife. That to me is gay. That's not even, you can't even quibble about that. That's obviously gay. But if you let your woman be with another woman, usually that's different. And that's another thing too. When people say, a woman is gay, be very careful. When females say that they're gay, they have to be extremely careful, because in the adult film industry, there's a certain and definite and complete difference between gay porn and lesbian porn. Okay? Totally different. So you wouldn't say, oh, she's gay. No. Totally different. And like you would say, how come nobody ever says, oh, these lesbian men? Nobody ever says these lesbian men. All these gay women. Okay, that's cool. How does that even work? That's weird to me. That's strange. But, I don't think you could say anything, no. Because LGBTQ, they run it. They run everything. They run it all. They run, I think even from the halls of state. I said this joke before. 2015, the same-sex marriage ban went into effect. The ban on not letting them get married went into effect. The same-sex marriage went into effect. What was it, 2022 or 2021? It was either 2 years or a year ago. I think it was a year ago. Roe v. Wade was overturned. Now, I say this jokingly, I say this in jest, but I think it's kind of true in a sense. It's like same-sex couples, aren't really for Roe v. Wade. They're not about, they're not on the front line so much saying, oh, Roe v. Wade, yes, oh, women should get an abortion. They want kids. They want to adopt. They want kids. So, overturning Roe v. Wade was a plus for them, I think. I say it just in jest, but there's always truth in jest. Always truth in jest. So that's the reality of that. That's the facts, and without any understanding of what the implications are. So, back to what I was asking you though. Could you allow your wife, your girl, to be, in a sex scene, doing whatever with another man, maybe another woman, whatever the case may be, and you're not a part of it, you're not in it, or maybe you are. You could be the MMF, you could be the male female video, and then you put that online and you get millions of dollars. How do you live with yourself? Do you think that's proper in the eyes of yourself, in your own eyes, in your own thoughts? You have to live with that. Once it happens, it happens. You can't take it back. But Adam22, I just have him as a reference point. It seems like he knows what he's doing. Would you know what you're doing if you had that opportunity? If it presented itself, if you said, I can make $1 million if I just put this on OnlyFans, or if I, have this addressed in a show that's clean, of course, on YouTube, that could be something that would propel you in one sense, in a fiscal sense, in a financial sense. But what about your spiritual sense? And financial, spiritual as well. But what about your romantic relationship sense? Will there be contention? Will there be tension between you? Will there be an issue of what you are and who you are and what you're about? How will that, manifest itself in your life? How will that become something that is, deteriorating in your own living space? How does that work? How does that continue to be a source of one income? Obviously, could be a source. It will be a source of income, but could be a source of regret. Like, damn, did I do that? I really did that. I let my wife get plowed, and I was just standing right there, and I didn't do anything about it. Or I was with my wife, and and another guy was, plowing her, in reverse, and I'm just standing there, my member in her mouth, and it's all good until, a few days later, and you're like, damn. You're looking at the money. You're looking at $2.3 million because of the set from the views, from the donations, from whatever the mechanism of gaining currency is on OnlyFans. You're looking at, wow, I mean, $2.3 million, but I feel like shit. Why do I feel like shit? So would you even, consider that? Even put that in your mind. Even have to put in, to a thought pattern that says this person is, my wife or my girl or whatever the case may be. Let's just say your wife, like Adam22 and Lena the Plug. They're married. They're in a marriage. They're, firstly, I'll give you this much information. In the military, you wouldn't even be able to do that legitimately. You wouldn't even be able to do it. You wouldn't be able to film an MMF scene. That would be a violation according to the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Adultery. General Order 134, which is a catch-all for most things, but, adultery. Let me make 100% sure. I could be talking outside of my neck. Yeah, it's 134. I'll read it. Prior to 1st January 2019, adultery was defined as sexual intercourse between a married person and someone other than his or her spouse. However, with the abolishment of Don't Ask, Don't Tell and the acceptance of a diversity within the ranks of the military over the past several years to include the legal recognition of same-sex marriages in the military, the original definition of adultery was no longer effective in dealing with extramarital affairs within the military ranks. Accordingly, effective 1st January 2019, the Military Justice Act replaced the offense of adultery with the offense extramarital sexual conduct. I'm learning today. This is all news to me. I was in 12 years before, this whole idea. So I'll read some more. This is from militarylawcenter.com. I'm reading more, quote, the current offense of extramarital sexual conduct defines sexual intercourse more broadly than the definition under the older adultery offense. Specifically, extramarital sexual conduct includes sexual intercourse, including genital, or oral genital, anal, or oral anal, whether between persons of the same or opposite sex. Similar to the old offense of adultery, extramarital sexual conduct also occurs if you are not the married party, but have sexual relations with a person who is married. So, for all you out there in the military, beware. There might be not being an adultery since like it was before 2019, but there still is an extramarital, offense that could still be applied. I gave you all those different definitions and different parameters that go along with it. So that's just one example. The military. I mean, you don't even have to be in the military. You could be a complete civilian, never even been in the military. And what is defined as extramarital, or do they argue that in court? Do they say it was consensual? The husband allowed the wife to have sex with the man. Is that proper? Do they still uphold that ideal? Is that something that's still found within the whole scheme of things? I ask you. Now, I mean, there's so many different avenues and so many different pathways one can take, and that's why it's very important that people communicate and understand the differences, what it means to be a fully fledged, man or woman or cisgender. Let me at least give you that much. Whoever may be cisgender. I mean, not cisgender, non-binary. Non-binary. That's what I meant. They don't really recognize that. They don't recognize that to the fullest. They keep it to a point where men and women don't have, you know, the temerity, or the audacity to complete such acts. You know, I mean, these are just really, I would say, amateurs. They're not, pornographic stars. Most people that you see, even on pornographic videos, are not even stars themselves. They're just on there trying to get, a buck or two. Probably not that much. They're probably getting maybe $5,000 a scene, something like that, or less. The porn stars probably, made 50,000 to 100,000 a scene. So that, that will, forever be something that people will have to understand and continue to operate under those conditions, to think under those conditions. That's what is supposed to be part of what we really hold dear, and as ethics and morals. I don't think it's unethical to watch pornography. I don't. Like I said, I'm not a connoisseur, but I've seen a few scenes myself, so I'm not going to look down on people that make the pornographic scenes. Maybe you want to, for some extra money, you want to, to expose another side of your sexuality. You want to do something, or just be out there like that. Now, I wouldn't. I'll say that I'm not going to look down on other people that do, but it's just like anything else. It's like any other profession. I'm talking about adult film actresses, the actual, and the very scant amount of stars. The very few stars that are left. They're really, the last star was really Jenna Jameson, and for blacks it was probably Heather Headley, Heather Hunter. I always say Heather Hunter. Somebody correct my dumb ass. I just corrected myself, but I always do that. Heather Hunter. So, so it's very difficult to navigate these waters when you don't have a moral compass, when you don't have the sense of what you are and who you are, and what your partner is, and who they are. What you have is a combustible, volatile situation, depending on what you do and what you don't do, as far as making scenes and putting it up on OnlyFans. I mean, like I said, easily they could have made millions of dollars with just them showing Lena the Plug's feet. Verifying, shows her face, and then the camera goes down. She's got a full clothes. She has a gown on or something like that, and her feet are exposed. There are millions of people with a foot fetish. They would love to see her feet. That's it. That's all. It's nothing sexual. There's no intercourse or anything like that. No coitus. Nothing like those on those terms. That's just a fact of reality. It's just the truth. So we have to, realize that. We have to understand that. We have to continue with that. We have to keep going with those different notions. That is the only truth that there is, that is available. Is the fact that you have to have those standards, those morals, those principles, those ethics in this context. What does it mean? What does it mean to have your wife be with another man in a scene? What does that mean? How does that even work? How does that even contribute to any of the things that we see and understand in our lives? Because mostly it's like I said, like in the South, are mainly the Bible Belt, but along that belt, they take off the belt and drop trowel and do all sorts of acts. That's what happens. You got all these strip clubs. You got places in Georgia, Body Tap and Magic City, and all these places in Atlanta, and I'm sure across the South, and Alabama and Florida and stuff like that. King of Diamonds in Miami. That is what most excites people. The fact that they can still praise and hallelujah Jesus, and then it's that night. That girl's out there. She got that big fatty. Oh my God! Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. They can pray for it. It's that dichotomy. It's that split that says, I have to believe. Hamid El Fassi, what is your phone model? I have an iPhone. Can you show your phone? Hamid El Fassi, who are you? I don't know who you are. Have you sent a donation yet? You have cash? You probably don't have Cash App. You have Venmo. Here's my Venmo. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. What is your best way? Here's my Venmo. Also, I don't know if it'll go through from friends. But I'm using my map. That's how, Okay. I'll see about it. Let me see if you're really telling the truth. He wants to send me $30. You got to put the dollar before the 30 though. That's how we do it in the States. Okay? So you put up $30, I would love it. I appreciate you if you are, I like to see, I will see, if you're going to do it right now. We'll see how much, you really are, you're telling the truth. You can possibly be in my 50 club. If you send $50 or more, you're automatically in my 50 club. You get a wrench, you get to post anything you need. I have send, but it's need code. What do you need? Why do you need the code? 6 numbers. Nah. That's cap right there, my friend. I'm gonna need you to send, just based on the original numbers without the code numbers. I've had plenty of people send me a PayPal donation without resorting to the code. So gotta figure that out. If not, I'll take $0, but I'm not giving up the code. Sorry. Not giving up the code. So continue to be a viewer and somebody that shares the videos, and we can call that. Your account is pro, okay. But I still, you still can send money via PayPal with the link I gave you. Hamid Elfasi. So yeah, no, I'm definitely not sending in you my code. That's not gonna happen. I'll take $0 before I send a code. That's not gonna happen. But I was saying, you gotta have morals, ethics, virtues, standards for your life. And like I said, it's not immoral to be in the sex trade. I think there should be, prostitution legalized. That would probably be even better. We would have a better world if prostitution was legalized. Pimps, especially pimp, for the pimp game. I'm not even talking about for the hoes. I'm talking about for the pimps. The men that will be able to make money off a hoe's back. That would be beautiful if that was completely legalized. That would be beautiful. And they would be, safer. They'll make sure they have prophylactics and contraceptives and, check on statuses using, what they do probably now, but, it would be completely legal. See, Amit Alfonsi was obviously a scammer trying to get my code. That was cute. That was real cute trying to, get into my account. But it's not gonna happen. So it's it would be much better, if there were, prostitutes that were on the streets and or not on the streets. Maybe they're in somebody's house and digitally, performing acts on a person. We could have that next level, in the future. But pimp will be able to get money, get this pay off of a bitch's back. That'd be wonderful. I mean, where is the crime? Where is the crime? Someone trades value for value. Where's the crime? I never understood that. The Mann Act was probably one of the worst acts of all time. It primarily targeted black men with white women. It pretty much, destroyed the whole idea of being a pimp and having a pro or a hoe and a stable. It's one of the sad, aspects of the game. Of how, people within the game, were locked up, were mistreated, were looked at as second-class citizens when they're just providing a service that somebody else wants. That's all it is. They're just merchants. Their merchandise, their merchandise just happens to be vagina in most cases, or the mouth, or oral or anal. That's just what they were, their merchandise was of these women. And to say that should be illegal, that's vicious. It's improper. I've talked about this before in one of my other shows. You can't be a pimp and a prostitute too, from Jack White of the White Stripes. It's facts. You can't be a pimp and a prostitute too. So, for all the Adam22s and Lena the Plugs of the world, let it be known that, you're pimping each other out. Whether you like to know it or not, you're pimping each other out. But who is the pimp and who's the prostitute? That's the question. Is it Adam22? Is he a pimp? I wouldn't say so. Lena 22 can't be a pimp because she's a female. Closest she can be is a madam. And that doesn't look like she's in a way. She's just porn slut, in my view. She's a porn slut. So, hey, I would like to thank everybody that watched this broadcast. took in my words. It was a little graphic. Like I said, this is not for children. This is not for kids. And it's for grown-ups. So share it, like it, continue, because I'm getting more money every day. I'm getting pay. Try not to rhyme, but I'm getting more money, every week. So I definitely appreciate everybody's participation in making sure they have their money go to a good cause. What is that good cause? My bank account. So thank you again, and I appreciate everyone. I will see you tomorrow, and take care.